I just finished the second and hopefully last season of Andor, and I am actually still in a state of shock. I really enjoyed the first season of this show, and the second season did not disappoint. I'm actually scared that we won't get any new Star Wars show as good as Andor ever again. So, that's why I'm making this video. I needed to talk to you guys about it. And on that note, hi everyone, I hope you are doing fine. In today's video, I will be talking about what I liked about the Andor show and why I think future Star Wars content should take similar approaches to this show. If you are new to this channel, hi, hello, my name is Maximum. And if you want to support this small channel of mine, don't forget to leave a like or dislike, subscribe if you want more content like this, and let's jump right into the subject of this video. Don't worry guys, there will be no spoilers in this video, and as usual, apologies for bad English. You know, when I first heard of this show, I didn't expect a lot from it. In my mind, it would just be another show about an already existing character from the Star Wars universe. In this case, Cassian Andor from the spin-off movie Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. I jumped into this show with no high expectations, so I wouldn't get disappointed by it in case it turned out to be bad. But the show turned out to be deeper than I thought it would be. It's not just an origin story for Cassian Andor's character, it's also the foundations of the rebellious movement during a period when the galaxy was controlled by an evil empire. The rebel cause is the most important subject of the show, with Cassian being a pawn in this cause, but a useful one. The show explores how Cassian joined the cause and sacrificed everything in hopes that someday the galaxy would become peaceful again. The title of the show is Cassian's own last name, so he is really central and important to the story of the show. But the show is not just about him. The show is also about other people, important pawns that help the rebel cause to grow, like Mon Mothma, Luton Rel, Vel Sarta, and many more. The show also doesn't hold back when it comes to antagonizing the Empire. After watching this show, I wouldn't understand how someone would support this type of fascism. Overall, Andor tells a story about how a small group of people helped an important cause to grow, and how fascism ruined many people's lives, and how unhuman the methods of the Empire are. Now that I summarized the show for you guys, here are some things that I liked about the show. First of all, this show took a mature approach that I've never seen before in a Star Wars project. We are all accustomed to Star Wars being made for a more younger audience while still being about more mature subjects. But the Andor show decided to not target the young Star Wars audience, but the mature general audience instead. Despite the show being rated TV-14 and taking place in the Star Wars universe, I think the show does a great job at approaching more political and social problems in the Star Wars universe, while being understandable for all types of viewers. Another thing that I liked about this show is how deep they go into the characters' motives. This show does an excellent job at developing its characters and making the audience care about them. It's not just about the cause itself, it's about who created this cause and who helped it to grow into a whole ass movement through the entire galaxy. Even the small characters that made a small sacrifice for the cause are important to the story, and the show clearly wants us to remember them and the sacrifices they made. The diversity of mentalities is also excellent in this show. We have characters that are deep into the Empire's morals like Orson Krennic, characters in the gray area like Cyril Karn, characters that want a disciplined rebel association like Mon Mothma, and extremist rebels like Saw Gerrera. The show explores these diverse morals through the characters, and I really like the way the creators and writers did it. Another thing that I liked about this show is the strong messages. The main example here is the rebel cause. The way the cause gathers people around the galaxy to protest against the Empire and fight for their freedom is the most impactful aspect of the Andor show, in my opinion. Yes, it's mainly about the characters, but it's it's also about how when these characters join forces, they can do something similar to a David versus Goliath story. For me, the strongest message of the show is shared during Season 1, Episode 12, Rick's Road, and Season 2, Episode 8, Who Are You? I won't go into details, so I won't spoil you guys. But if you did watch the show in its entirety, you understand what I mean by strong message. Finally, the last thing that I liked about this show is the artistic directions taken from all the departments and the special effects. The costumes and visuals of the characters in general are amazing. The cinematography is impeccable. The colors are so depressing and captivating at the same time. And the VFX and SFX all feel very real while still being the Star Wars special effects that we all know and love. Overall, this show has brought highly rated show standards to the StarArs universe, and I think it fits really well with the world of Star Wars. You could argue that some scenes are too long and that there aren't enough action sequences, or that there are screws and bricks.
When we saw the camera in the previous episode, there were like screws in the wall. When we see certain architecture, it's just bricks.
But you know what? It's a show about its characters and its cause. So I think it was inevitable that this show would take its time to develop on these things. And so, with all this meat writing done, what do I hope for the future of Star Wars content? And what do I think Disney should learn from this show? Well, I think it's fine to try to appease to a more general and familial audience, but I think it's also time to make some shows more mature. Like everything in the world, things must evolve. And I think the Star Wars universe should evolve more towards this mature direction while still making content for all kinds of audiences. You can do shows for kids, movies for families, and shows for mature audiences all at the same time. That's what a franchise is made for. Do Disney really need to give more creative opportunities to Tony Gilroy, the creator of the Andor Show? Well, I would lie to you if I said no. Because deep in my heart, I would enjoy more Tony Gilroy and Star Wars collaborations, but I also know that his time here is done. He doesn't need to do more here and risk ruining his reputation by making projects that don't have the same quality as the Andor Show or the Rogue One movie, for example. Tony explicitly said that after Andor Season 2, he is done with Star Wars.
I think I've contributed enough for the time being. I think I'd like to do something else for a while, and never say never.
And I think it's fine this way. Disney doesn't need to force him to do projects similar to what he has done in the past. They can find new showrunners with the same ambitions and writers with the same talent. You don't need the exact same creative team. You need people with similar ambitions that are trustworthy. The question now is, will Star Wars be as good ever again? Well, it certainly can in the right hands. The thing is, the Star Wars franchise is currently in the wrong hands. So I am really pessimistic about this. My hopes are for more mature Star Wars shows that has messages as impactful, characters as developed, and stories as emotional as the Andor Show. What did you guys think of the Andor Show? Tell me your opinions in the comment section down below. Leave a like or dislike if you want. Subscribe if you want more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!